Let's get that recording. Welcome, everyone, to episode 355 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular podcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And J-Joy, you know for show. There's hoes for show. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't make me go there. There are definitely hoes here.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
There are definitely hoes. There's a hoe in here somewhere. You have to imagine. We're playing the percentages. We're playing the percentages. I mean, it's just the hoe percentage. There's obviously a hoe percentage. There's a hoe percentage. I mean, maybe there aren't enough people. I mean, look, maybe there aren't enough people in here, tactically, statistically, to have a hoe in here. Maybe there's like per 100 people, there's one hoe. So we don't have 100, so I can't have a hoe. It's numbers. It's a numbers game. I mean, hoe's gonna hoe, right? And Papa Swolio is gonna Papa Swolio, and caffeine is gonna go into my mouth, and I'm gonna drink a lot of it, and I'm gonna have heart palpitations and rage and say weird shit. And new people are going to come into the broadcast and be like, what the fuck is this? This guy is an absolute creep nut job psychopath. And that's all going to happen. And I understand that. I get that. I also don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Coffee is for closers. Coffee is for winners. Coffee is for people that know what the fuck is going on. Hoes are all about the number. Hoes are all about Carrie. Exactly. Hoes are all about the numbers. Should we just talk about that today? Hoes are all about the numbers. It's the standard deviation of hoes being in this broadcast. It's a standard deviation. It's a p-value. It's a p-value. P is less than 0.01 or whatever the fuck it is, right? It's just standard deviation. It's the bell curve, It's Papa Swole Ho! I have a new name for the ladies that are fans of Swolenormous. You're my Swole Hose. Papa Swole Hose. I'm just kidding. That's pretty funny though. Let's get on with it. Episode 355, an intro and a half. Episode 355, thank you for watching Everyday Live at 12 noon Eastern Time on Facebook, watching on YouTube, and listening to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Today's episode, how does stability and stabilization and mobility work into your training? How does that factor in? And this is not just because the Swolga and mobility is launching Friday. It is in part, but that's because that's the theme that was talked about yesterday. That's the theme of getting ready for summer, doing new things, doing what's necessary. So all of you know, you've seen the videos around, you've seen me talk about it, the links in the profile. But the Swolga and Mobility live programming is going to start on Friday. Orientation, first class is Monday, and the schedule is going to be announced. So how does stabilization, how does range of motion, how does that all factor in? Well, your body moves in many directions. It moves front to back, which is called sagittal plane. It moves side to side, which is called frontal plane, and it moves rotationally, which is called the horizontal or the transverse plane. So you have three different ways the body can move. And of course, every infinite possibility of combination of multiple directions and simultaneous. You could be going one direction, one joint can be doing, one joint can be moving transversely, one joint can be moving sagittally. I could be moving sagittally as a body and rotating. There's all different combinations. So how does that factor into your training? How does stabilization, how does stability factor into your fitness? It is everything. It's that foundation. It's that pyramid. It's that bottom part of the pyramid. It's the bottom part of the pyramid that everything is built upon. So you have stability. You have this neural connection. And those of you that have been in Swolenormous Premium for a while, those of you that have been doing the 90-day dash, you're going to be more familiar with this concept. Like when I'm explaining about it, you're going to be more hands-on, tactically familiar because, for example, the 90-day dash, that programming, total body awareness, the ignite, the stabilization exercises, that's all done at the beginning of the program and then blends into more of like the mass and everything. So the reason why is because of the neural connection, the relationship between the brain and the muscles, and then that relationship between the muscle, and then size, and then of course eating calories develops muscle. But first, that relationship between the brain and the muscles. So you have the brain, which signals the muscles to contract, and it happens so quickly you don't even think about it. You're just like, you don't even think about, okay, move my arm, and then your arm moves. You don't have to trigger it. It's not that slow. You just move your arm, right? Like you just say, like, I move my arm, and I move my arm, and I move my leg, and I walk. I want to walk, I walk. But there's a reason why you can't walk when you're a baby. There's a reason why you have to learn to walk. There's a reason why when you have spine damage and neural problems, you have to kind of relearn to walk. It's just, it happens so young, you don't remember, and your body just does it. So equate that to like putting on your seatbelt when you get in the car. You get so used to putting on your seatbelt, once you're driving, you can't remember actually putting on your seatbelt. You just get in the car, you put your seatbelt on, you go. You just get so used to having it on and doing that motion, you just blur it out. So your body gets so used to contracting muscles. What we're doing is we're appreciating the fact that that's what happens. The brain triggers the muscles to contract. Now, that's where a lot of your strength comes from. That's where your strength comes from. This is the reason why people get discouraged. I shouldn't say this is the reason, but this is a major reason. And I want you to think about this conceptually. Why do people quit? Why do people get bored? Why do people not be happy with their results? Or why they stick with it for a little bit and then not continue? In part because physical change takes longer than actual coordination style change. So if you start working out today, you've never worked out before in your life, your strength is going to go up dramatically in the first week or two, and third week and fourth week. Your strength is going to react very quickly. And the reason why you're getting stronger, I use quotes because you're not really in the first week or two or 3 weeks building a ton of muscle. It doesn't happen that fast. What you're doing is you're getting better coordination. Your brain is communicating with the muscles better and firing the muscles more simultaneously, more interactively, together, intermuscular coordination. Your muscles are working more as a team because you're learning. It's like learning how to ride a bike. When you first ride a bike, you're like, whoa, and then once you learn, all of a sudden you're just running. Like, now you can get back on. You might be wobbly for a second, but then you're fine. It's like, how come you're not always like, whoa? Because your body gets so used to it and your brain just fires the right things at the right time, and then you learn. You didn't get stronger, right? Think about it that way. When you learn how to ride a bike, would you say you got stronger? No, you got better coordination. But what does coordination mean? It means the connection with the brain and the muscles and the ability of the brain to communicate with the muscles and fire the right one at the right time in the right capacity in the right direction, blah, 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 right? Okay. So that's important because when you have these things firing, when you have the brain communicating with the muscles correctly, then you can build more strength than you could before. You will work the right muscles and have better balance in the joint because the right muscles are working. And those stabilization type muscles, those muscles that have to fire and create balance in the joint, will be balancing the joint, and then you can build structure on it. So imagine creating a building like a pyramid. Imagine creating an inverse pyramid. You have no foundation, no stability, no coordination. Then you're trying to get strength on top of it. It's going to fall over very quickly. You're going to get hurt very quickly. You're going to have compensations very quickly. You're going to lead to other injuries. It might not hurt your shoulder, but might hurt your neck because your shoulder is imbalanced. So you're really at a loss. My point is you're really losing out. You are losing. You're losing. You're fucking losing. And I'm telling you, you're absolutely 110% losing. You are losing if you are not doing stabilization training. You're losing if you're not hooking yourself up with the awesome offer of Swole Good Mobility. And I say that as a funny little pitch, but it's true. If you're not doing balanced training, if you're not doing stabilization, because Swolga, the yoga, the style of yoga that focuses on the areas that get the most tight and the most limited by resistance training. That's what Swolga is. It's not just that. It's not just live Swolga classes. It's stabilization workouts and training and instruction. You know, I'm in there like a fucking bear. We're doing corrective exercise workshops. We're redoing exercise demos and breakdowns and sequences of stabilization workouts. And of course, this can complement the 90-day dash. Of course, this can complement the 90-day dash. This could be done separately. This could be done in addition to something else you're doing. It's just all this type of focus: stabilization training, balance training, Swolga, corrective exercise, foam rolling, recovery, active recovery, mobility, stability, Swolga, mobility. That's what it is, Swolga mobility. And that's why it's important, because the foundation, that style of training is important. An issue is you might look on Instagram, you might look at your gym. Most people do that shit wrong. If you're on a Bosu ball or an unstable surface, what you're getting is, garbage if you're going quickly. If you're squatting fast on a Bosu ball, I see people stand on a Bosu ball and they go down and up really quickly. Completely wasting your time. Doing heavy weights on those things. Complete waste of time. Like, you're not doing it correctly. Most people don't do it correctly. An unstable surface needs to be challenged by taking the right muscles through that unstable surface. Let me explain what this means. And this is going to be the final most important point I'm going to make today, because I'm probably going to talk about something like this tomorrow. When you're doing unstable training, unstable surface, unstable environment, what us in the biz or people that really know they're fucking talking about called a proprioceptively enriched environment. That's a nice fancy word for saying you're in an unstable situation. You're on one leg, you're on a Bosu ball, you're on one hand. Like, you're putting your body in a situation where it's challenged to stay upright. It's challenged to control. First off, if you're too challenged and it's too unstable, I don't care if you're not falling over. I don't care if you're not like smashing your head on the floor. If your the joints that are working are too unstable to keep the rest of you balanced, it's not working. It's too unstable for you. And what you see out there is a lot of circus bullshit, and it's not good for the body. It's not training. It's actually training the joints improperly, because what you're doing is you're training the joint, you're training the muscles, you're training the body to be like this. You understand that? Like, if you're on one leg and you're like, whoa, I'm not falling over. I'm doing this great. Like, I'm standing. Look at me, not falling over. You're not training your balance. You're training shit. You're teaching your body to be like this, not to be like this. So you only want to challenge yourself. You only want to challenge yourself as far as you can keep like as much control as possible. You want to challenge yourself. It's okay if you're like, and you almost lose, but like control, like you can hang. If you're just fighting to stay up, that's not stabilization training. You're challenging yourself too much. You're doing too much. And that's so common. People always try to go fast. People always try to do more. People always try to do extra. They always try to do more than what they can handle. Not good. Bad shit. Bad fucking shit. Real bad. Really, really, really bad. You don't want to do that. So that is a major focus of Swole Good Mobility. That's a major focus of what you should be looking at. You're looking to increase and improve stabilization. Why? And why you do these things slowly and why you do these things in higher repetitions is because the muscles that need this activity, the muscles that need this work, activate under longer periods of tension and with slower movements and slower movement patterns, because they're made up of type 1 fibers. They're stabilization muscles. They're not the pectoralis major, not the big ones. They're not the fucking biceps. They ain't the gun show. When I'm flexing, you're not seeing my type 1 fibers. I'm showing you type 2 all the way, baby. Boom. Force and speed and power, baby. Power. Power. I love that. Just like from Back to the Future 2. Hoverboards don't work on water. Got no power. Movie reference. Pretty obscure for most people, but I felt good about it. It's very important to look at fitness correctly, and most people don't. I literally, right now, dropped the most fucking absurd knowledge nukes on you. I literally just lit you up. I fucking lit you up. If you don't take this advice, this is $1 million advice right here for fitness. This is the reason why I do Swolga. This is a reason why I do mobility. This is a reason why I make this a point all the time. This is the reason why I always talk about glute activation. This is the reason why I talk about flexibility and mobility. This is the reason why I created Swolga and mobility. That's the reason I created Swolga and mobility, because I want to focus on this. This is a separate entity. Can you use this in conjunction with watching the Daily Swole? Yes. Can you join up with Swolga Mobility and use this in conjunction with Premium? Yes. Can you join Swolga Mobility and use this in conjunction with my program, the 90-Day Dash? Yes. And amazingly so, it's designed to also complement and swap out workouts. So what you can do, if you click the link for Swolga Mobility, because orientation is Friday, that's 2 days, you can get an amazing offer for just $97. You can get the 90-Day Dash as well. So you sign up for Swole Mobility at the ridiculous discount. You can get that absurd low price for 90-day dash and jump in. A lot of people are doing both. And it's something that you can advance. That's how you're going to advance a 90-day dash. That's how you're going to take it to the next level. That's how you're going to take whatever you're doing to the next level, because a lot of you don't have access to a yoga studio, let alone you don't have access to a good yoga studio. You don't. You don't have access to good information. I give you information, but I can only give you so much on the Daily Swole. I can only give so much in premium. There's different areas where there's different focuses, and things have to separate. Things have to be, I'll say, segregated, because what is going to happen is everything's going to get better. Everything's going to get better. You can't do everything everywhere. I can't do everything that I want to do here on the Daily Swole. I can't do everything I want to do in premium. Things need a focus, so there could be 100% effort on certain specific things, and there's always something to go. Swolenormous is a media company. It is an amazing wealth of everything, and that's where it's going. So this is just the beginning. For everyone that joined up with Swole Mobility already, I'll talk to you on Friday. You'll see orientations at 8 p.m. For everyone else that's like maybe, just struggling with where you're at. If you're struggling where you're at, if you're in a funk mentally, if you're stressed out about life, if you're not sure where to start with workouts, I'm not even saying jump into the 90-day dash program. That's amazing. That's awesome. But let's say you have a lot of injuries and you're really hesitant to get into like some resistance training. Swole Mobility is for you. And it's $27 a month. And it's going to go up to almost 50 after Friday. And that's the price for a monthly price. Fuck, you're getting what it costs for one class from an expert yogi and from corrective exercise, functional training expert, great background with mobility, yoga, therapy. There's so much knowledge and so much more to come. This is just the beginning. So those of you that jump onto that now, you're gonna get grandfathered. Like, that rate doesn't go up. It's not like, oh, we're gonna raise it. No, 27 for as long as you're in the program and in the live programming. That's never gonna change. So it's such a great deal. But that's why this is important. That's why that's such a big deal. Today's episode, sign up for it or not, that is why this is amazing. Because of what stabilization training does, what mobility does, and what that neural activation does. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 355 of the Daily Mother Swole. Make sure that you like and share this broadcast, #Daily Swole Club. And let's do a Daily Swole Club. Remember, if you win Daily Swole Club, message me so we can set up that one-on-one. If you don't message me, that's on you. So some of you have won, I know, and you haven't messaged me. So sorry about that. Missing. Not a lot of people did this today. So who's gonna do it? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Oh, who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get the Daily Swole Club? Scrolling. Right. Who's got Daily Swole Club going? Who's got Daily Swole Club? I'm scrolling. Every time I stop the scroll, I'm not getting anything. Let's say Reyes Lucero. Reyes, if you're still in here. Oh, you kind of commented recently. And you shared, Reyes Lucero, you are today's Daily Swole Club. Clap. Congratulations, Reyes. Make sure you message my Facebook page at Swolenormous right here. Just send me a message and let's set up that one-on-one. Reyes Lucero, make sure you message me. Everyone, yay, Reyes. It's a trifecta. 90-day, yeah, Jenny, really, absolutely. The 90-day dash, premium and Swolga, it will be sick. That's a sick combination because you get the accountability, you get the program, and you get how to adjust and how to manipulate. So Swole and mobility is a great way because after you do the program, you're going to be able to either repeat, advance it, and also you can go back and you can take, let's say on one of the Swolga days, you take the live class and you do it. Because each live class is going to be up for a week. So you get to practice it for the week until the next class, comes live. So, and then you're going to have other live workshops and workouts and other things that might be in the albums and save videos and just content and then community in that respect. So you're gonna have a lot of stuff. You're gonna have guest instructors, you're gonna have a lot of people, a lot of things in there. So this is just the beginning. You don't know the whole vision, but that's why it's such a great deal, because right now it's an amazing over the top value already. And then in the future, my vision, that's gonna make it like even 10 times more valuable. So don't wait, jump on it, grandfathered in. It's ridiculous. I don't have to talk about it too much more, but mobility and stabilization. Today's episode, if you're just catching it now, you have to go back and rewatch it because this is why all of this and this stuff this week has been so freaking important. Love you. Peace out. Thank you for joining me for episode 355 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular podcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Hope you enjoy the knowledge fisting today. Bing! Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Hump Day, Wednesday, Premium. I'll see you later for a exercise demo, and we'll break down probably something with some stabilization, some cool stuff, and take some questions and all that good shit in Premium. Thank you so much for joining. Love you. See you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Time. Thanks for watching on YouTube and listening to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Later, guys.